This is Gary Rogers. Can I chime in here? As I've said at almost every one of these meetings I've attended, I continue to be very frustrated that we don't compare ourselves with other large university endowment funds. There are 17 university endowment funds and over $5 billion in corpus in the United States. And UC purchases a report each year from Cambridge Associates that details our performance and the performance of each of these other funds. And in prior years, that report's been shared with this committee. This year, after repeated requests, the Treasurer's Office has refused to share that report with us. So I had my staff contact each of these 17 universities and obtain their most recent year and trailing 10-year annual returns directly from the universities. Last year, UC had the worst performance of any of these 17 funds, trailing the average by 367 basis points. We're also dead last on the 10-year comparison, trailing the average by 269 basis points. Over this period, this lack of competitive performance has cost the University of California over $3 billion in corpus. And if we compare ourselves to the returns of the top 5 funds in this group, the differential is over $5 billion. If these trends continue, of course, over the next decade, these numbers will get much larger. And as I've been saying for some time now, but haven't had any response or action, I think it's irresponsible for us to continue to ignore this absolutely bottom-of-the-heap performance year in and year out.
Okay, thank you very much. You have an answer for that?
We do not yet have the final Cambridge reports for the endowments. We do not have them. So as soon as we get them, we will do an analysis, as we have in the past, of the relevant institutions to which we should be compared.
Okay, thank you. So, any other questions?
I will distribute here in Oakland the results that I got directly from the universities, and I request that one of these get put in the minutes.
General Counsel,
Bruce Lehman in San Diego, and I just want to say something I always say when the subject comes up, and that is what
Would
makes
you speak
the other
louder?
endowments. Excuse me?
Can you speak louder?
Would
Oh,
you
I can
speak
always
louder?
speak louder. This is Bruce Lehman in San Diego, and what I always say at these moments is what makes this endowment different from the endowments that we're talking about is we do not have the weight in alternatives that they all have. We're not 70-odd% like Stanford, 80-odd% like Yale, 70% like Texas, 70% like Princeton, 70% like MIT. We're 35%. And because of that, we can't really compare ourselves. We're in a different part of the risk-return spectrum. We're lower risk and we're lower return. In 2011, we were not at the bottom of the heap. In 2011, we were close to the top of the heap. And that you'd expect that to happen because sometimes we're going to do really well with other people who are subjected to greater volatility, and sometimes we're going to do really poorly. So to actually talk about being comparable to the Harvards and Stanfords and Yales of the world, we have to really talk about changing our investment policy in a way that it would be quite different and quite different for a public fund like ours. But I'm just saying, I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just saying that is the difference. It's not that we're bottom of the heap. We're bottom of the heap last year, but we're not bottom of the heap all years. It's that we're bottom of the heap in alternatives. We do not have that allocation to alternatives.
We're bottom of the heap pretty continuously on a 10-year rolling basis. And
yeah, and
wait a minute. There are other public universities like the University of Michigan that consistently perform in the upper
University of Michigan is 60% in alternatives. University of Texas
but
70%.
Please listen to my point. My point is that as caretakers of this $10 billion that the University of California has in endowment funds, $6 billion that the Regents invest and $4 billion that the foundations invest, as someone who contributes to the University of California, I look to this group to be the investor of those funds. And when we consistently are the worst performing large endowment fund in the United States, I think it's only appropriate that we ask the question, why is that? You can explain it by allocation, you can explain it by risk adversity, you can explain it by all kinds of things, but in a time when we're desperate for funds to turn our back consistently on $4, $5, $6 billion over 10 years because, you know, we have these policies that are different than every other endowment fund in this group. I think it's a fair question.